Good evening. Welcome again to another edition of the Labor Agenda TV show. I'm your host, Hester, president of IBEW, Local 1288 Union.
And I'm Rick Thompson, business manager, IBEW, Local 1288 Union.
Well, Rick, there was a good victory out of the election. And the victory was that sales tax referendum.
Yep.
That was a great victory.
And they're trying to do all they can to give the fire police a hard time on that sales tax. They trying to take their victory away from them because they out there saying that the county is going to take some of that money, but the county got to take the money from all the municipalities, and if they don't take it from there's no way those county commissions and those other municipalities that represent those municipalities is going to stand for anybody to take half of that money, that sales tax that they got going to help the school system, their school system.
And folks, keep this in mind. This is something that other municipalities in Shelby County have done. I had sent tax that. So it done been done before, but it's like, why is the city administration and city council having so much heartburn over something that people approved? The people wanted it.
Well, you're dealing with one of the most anti-administrations when it comes to working people. The business people, when Warden was in there, told him that in the private sector, there are people complaining because they're not getting the benefits that the public is getting, and it was going to force them. If they didn't do something, it was going to force them to try to get them more money, which is going to cut into their profits. Mm-hmm. So that's why you have an administration. You have Warden, and you have an administration like Jim Strickland's administration that are anti-union, anti-worker. And this is what happens. This is what they're doing. When the people spoke and said, "We want to get a fire and policeman their benefits back, so we can get good policemen to do something with this crime," mm-hmm. They voted to do it. Right. Then, when all of a sudden you had Jim Strickland was using people like Conrad and Ed Ford Jr. to try to talk to people and to not talk and to not voting in favor of that tax, and it didn't work. Right. So now all of a sudden, Jim Strickland is saying he don't know whether they're going to implement it in 1 month and 1 month or 1 year. This is what happens.
So in other words, this wasn't something I wanted. I'm pissed off, so since it's in my court, I ain't going to implement it until I'm good and ready. Right.
And the thing is, this is what happened. I mean, the election is over with. The people spoke, and basically, Jim Strickland won mayor, which we knew he was going to win. Right. We knew we supported Willie Harrington, but we knew Willie Harrington wasn't going to win. In fact, Willie Harrington wasn't even trying to win. He didn't do no campaign on TV, he did no campaign on radio. He really did no debates, and we knew that Willie Harrington wasn't going to run, but we knew that we could use him as a lightning rod to get the people to come out and feel and vote for those council people.
That was the big push, really.
That was a big push, because once the mayor appoints the president of the MLGW and the board of commissioners, basically he out of it. Mm-hmm. Everything else has to go before the city council. The city council has to approve everything the MLGW spends over $50,000. Right. So the city council was our big push, because the Memphis City Council, the things that going on down there at Memphis like gas and water, the city council gonna have to weigh in on it.
Yeah. Because it's getting crazier and crazier down at Memphis like gas and water.
So I think the election turned out pretty much the way we thought. We had about 2 people on the council that we thought was labor friendly. Right. Now we're gonna have about 5 or 6 on the council that we believe is labor friendly. So I think all in all, it's a good victory. The election was a victory for what we was trying to do. Yeah. We already knew that we pushed Willie Harrington because not because we thought Willie Harrington was going to come in and be a savior, because Willie Harrington is the man who put us in this situation in the first place.
That is true.
He appointed what's his name? He appointed Jerry Collins, and Jerry Collins gave us hell.
For 10 years.
For 10 years we called hell.
10 years.
So he put us in this situation. So when Willie Harrington came about and started saying he was going to run, if you notice, Corey, we was the last union to endorse him.
True.
Because we were saying, wait a minute, well, you know, Willie Harrington put us in this position. But when we got together and found out that we could use him to try to get some council members.
So good labor-friendly council members.
Get some labor-friendly council members on there. Then we had to hold our nose and go out there and push him, because we already know that two things two things about Jim Strickland. He's not labor friendly.
No.
And he's not a civil rights guy.
Oh no.
Now when Mr. Leach died, you know, they went over there and they put on the biggest sideshow since you would have thought they were so good that they ought to be in Hollywood. So they put on the biggest sideshow. But and I don't fault him for that, because you have an election coming up.
Oh yeah.
And
he played his role well.
He played his role well. I mean, he played his role well, and that's what you're supposed to do when you run for election.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the other hand, Willie Harrington never even went to the funeral. Didn't even go to the repast.
The repast.
So the thing is we already knew that Willie Harrington was not trying to win. We know that Willie Harrington wasn't trying to win. In fact, we knew that, we believed that Willie Harrington only got in the race in the first place to keep a reputable person from getting in the race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he never got in to win. That's why we had to change our agenda and say, look here, if we support Willie Harrington, we only doing it hoping that a lot of people come out and vote, which they did.
They did, because the early vote number was up.
Because
then you still had people still in line, and when the polls were closed, vote.
Because if Willie Harrington, if we hadn't pushed Willie Harrington, what would have happened is Willie Harrington wouldn't have got 8,000 votes. When he ran from Congress, which covered the same area,
yeah,
he got 8,000 votes at that time. But this time, when we got behind him, and he became a lightning rod, he got about pretty close to 30,000 votes.
And you know what, Rick, and not only that, what made that so important is it made the fat cats out to put money into those city council races.
Well, that's true.
they had to put money in the races.
Because see, Jim Strickland had no intention of spending. Right at $750,000, $800,000. He had no intention of spending that kind of money. But once we started pushing Willie, because if you notice, we probably did more campaigning for Willie than Willie did.
Man, we did a whole lot of campaigning.
But we had an agenda. Our agenda was to use Willie to get some council people elected, which we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this under the circumstances. When you look at under the circumstances, I see this election was a big success for us. Now, somebody asked me, "Are you sad because Willie didn't win?" I said, "Hell no! No, Willie was the reason we're in the position we're in."
Yeah, and a lot of people forgot that he the one appointed Jerry Collins. You know,
he the one that made us go through 10 years of hell.
That's exactly right.
10 years of hell with Jerry Collins.
He the one put us down that damn rabbit hole.
Because what he did was he appointed Jerry Collins for 5 years. Then Jim Strickland came in.
No, AC.
AC came in. Excuse me, right? AC came in and appointed him for five more years. That's 10 years that we've been catching hell from Jerry Collins. So.
But it also started with him.
But it started with Willie.
But the thing about it, you look. One thing we know for sure, the council definitely have a brand new look for sure.
So, I think the council was this election was a success for us. Mm-hmm. We said if we can flip 2 or 3 council seats, that'll be twice what we already got up there.
Yes.
And hey, time have to take care of the rest of it. And time and dedication and work. how to take care of the rest of it.
When you think about time, I'm trying to wonder. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not so sure that Rhonda Logan didn't really win that race. I'm just gonna be honest about it.
I'm not so sure Rhonda didn't win either. What they did was they gave Sherman a second chance. What they did.
Yeah.
I believe Rhonda.
I think she won that race.
I believe for number one, I believe they put that other person in there so they could justify a runoff. But Rhonda was really known well over in District 1.
How do you get 49.8% and not get the 51%? Come on now.
They wanted to give what's the name a second chance.
That ain't no more than about what, about 10 more votes.
If she need about 40, but in District 7,
Berlin Board
you had 7,000 people running in that race. So that means you had about 5,000 people that voted against the incumbent, with the Berlin Board. So you got Easter Thomas, you got Michael Easter Thomas, which is running against Berlin Board. That's going to be a very interesting race. Yes. Very interesting race. So in the next 5 weeks, don't y'all turn off y'all thinking as it relates to the election, because we need y'all to stay in election mode, because the election is not over. We got 2 runoffs. We got 1 runoff in District 1 that starts in Fraser, goes to Raleigh, and go all the way out to the county line, the Tipton county line. The Fayette county line. So, and you have District 7 that starts at Harbortown and comes down to
Douglas and
Smoky City, Hyde Park, Douglas, Hollywood. What's that place over there about on Little Chelsea?
New Chicago?
No, on Little Chelsea right there when you go past Douglas. Over there, what 16 at? 1600? 1600, I forgot. But Nutbush. You got Douglas, Hyde Park, and all that.
That is amazing that those 2 districts butt right up to each other. Right up. They right there together. But folks, like Rick say, look, you gotta stay in election mode, because those 2 seats is gonna fill in the makeup of the city council. And for all you working class people in those 2 districts, if you want to make a change in their council, you need to get out and support Rhonda Logan and Ms. Thomas. Those are 2 you need to support. Ain't no doubt about that.
And you're talking about Michael Easter Thomas is what it's District 7. District 7. And Rhonda Logan is District 1. So we need to have you all to stay in election mode, so that you can go out and vote to make sure they get elected. They need to get elected because they're newcomers. We need new people on that council, and I'm telling you, you need to go out and vote for these particular people.
Man, imagine that the makeup of what the city council is going to be if you get those 2 ladies on there.
That's right. Those 2 ladies on there.
So you get those other 2 ladies. I'll be willing to bet you that's going to be more women on the council than will be men this time. If those 2 ladies gets on there.
That's right.
Man.
Because them 2 ladies would be swapping out 2 men.
Yeah.
Because right now Sherman was on there.
And Berlin Board.
Sherman Grill and Berlin Board. You'd be swapping them out with 2 women. For District 1, Rhonda Logan, and District 7 would be Michael Easter Thomas. We need you to stay tuned, because
as they say, keep beating the grass, stay active, stay vigilant, and stay in that election mode, because when it's all said and done, whoever is in charge of that council going to be in charge of the city. Bottom line.
They're right. No matter what the mayor do, nothing is final until the council vote for it. And we need,
and especially for you Memphis like gas and water people.
Hey, we need some labor-friendly, worker-friendly people on that council, because for the last few years we have had nothing but anti-worker, anti-union council members. And as I always said, when labor do bad, the middle class do bad.
Yes,
that's just a fact.
Because they one in the same.
Because
they are one in the same.
Labor is what created the middle class by going out and negotiating all these benefits and their salaries and wages and all that kind of stuff. This is how the middle class was created, and now the middle class is at stake now, because you got people on that council that's been there for a while that's trying to take from the middle class.
Mm-hmm. And folks, don't be fooled. When Rick's saying the middle class, he's including public, federal, government, and private employees. That's because right. That labor movement define your working condition. So don't be fooled. It just ain't the union side of it. Is all everybody's included when you talking about the middle class. I don't care who you work for.
That's right.
All of y'all, every one of us is included in that process. So when they coming after us, they're gonna be coming after you too.
That's right.
So everybody gonna get hit, and it doesn't matter.
It's like a trend.
Yep.
When they see them do the city employees in, you better believe the county employees is next. Mm-hmm. When they get through with the county employees, you better believe the state employees is next.
That's right.
And when you get through with the state employee,
you'll be the federal employees. That's how that system works, though.
It's a trickle down effect. But in this case, it's a trigger up effect.
That's right.
So, you know, as I said, stay in election mode. Mm-hmm. Because these two seats, I know historically, when there's a runoff, you don't have as many people come out and vote. But we need you to come out and vote if you are in District 1 or you are in District 7. As I said, District 1 starts at Frazier, right there at the St. Elmo, mm-hmm. and go all the way to through Raleigh, all the way through Wolf Chase Mall,
yeah, all the way to
all the way through Countrywood, all the way through all the way to the Tipton County line. Excuse me, the Fayette County line.
It's everything south of 64 to the Fayette County line.
Yeah, or east.
Yeah. So that is a huge district, and everybody in that district need to get out and vote, because we definitely need Ms. Rhonda Logan to represent us in District 1.
Yeah,
we definitely need her. And you know, we definitely need a change in District 7. There ain't no doubt about that, Rick.
That's right.
The folks in Douglas and Hyde Park, Smoking City, Nutbush, who complain they ain't got no representation there. So, folks, you got a runoff election coming up. Get prepared, stay involved, and look, go to the polls and take somebody to the polls with you, so we can make a change on that city council.
Well, the thing is the election, for the most part, with the exception of the runoff.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Houston, and I am a fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation, and you can become a giver as well by visiting our website at www.johnnydawsonfoundation.org.
A blanket and Valentine's Day.
Hey, my name is Marco Sanchez. I'm a first share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charity Foundation.
My name is Glenda Hicks, and I am a fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation.
Hi, my name is Tommy Polian. I'm an above fair share giver to the IBEW Charitable Foundation. Giving back is everybody's responsibility in the community.
Hi, I'm Bill Hawkins. And I'm an above fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation.
Helping the community is everybody's responsibility.
And welcome back. So folks, the runoff gonna be coming up real soon. And Rick, let me say this about the runoff. I hope the news media do a better job of portraying the election, the runoff, versus what they did the regular election. It's almost like they don't want to talk about it.
That's right.
It was like, if it wasn't catching Jim Strickland, they don't want to talk about the election. They wanted to just keep it dead for some reason.
Well, the truth be told, if the truth be told, this election was already planned from the word go. That the truth be told, it was already planned from the word go, and both sides of the spectrum was in cahoots, and it turned out to exactly the way they planned for it to go, both sides. You know, I just hate that so many people went out there thinking that it was an honest election.
Yeah.
That's what I hate.
Knowing that it wasn't.
I already knew that it wasn't an honest election, but we had an agenda. We had to get the council people in there. I already knew that the mayor seat was
really a no-brainer.
Yeah, the mayor seat was already. Nobody can ever win. I mean, when you look at, I looked at certain people in the games they were playing. When Willie Harrington had his, every time he had something, he had no preachers there. Mm-hmm. He had no politicians there.
No.
He had no political activists there.
No.
Nobody. So the only thing he had was the people there. And you know, have I always said for years and years and years, don't come popping up saying I ain't got no money, but money don't vote, but people do. Mm-hmm. Well, he came up with a different phrase. He said, I might not have no money, but I got people power. How the hell, y'all had, you had all these people that didn't even know he was running with Harrington.
A lot of people didn't know he was running.
A lot of people didn't even know he was running. Yes, a lot of old people. Now, he did all his advertising on social media, where most old people do not deal with social media. So we understood that.
And the way he was moving around, the way his campaign was moving around, it was like you knew there wasn't a major push.
That's right.
To get out there.
And see, Jim Strickland took area advantage, not because of what he was doing. He spent almost $1 million based on what we was doing. Mm-hmm. We went out there and we really beat the bushes for Willie, hoping that we bring these council members in. We weren't stuck with it, but we know Willie was most of our problems.
Yeah.
But we looked at the
value in the council.
The council is the one who affect MLGW.
That is true.
When on everything we do, the council can be our saving grace or our detriment. Mm-hmm. So that's why we needed labor-friendly people.
But you needed a name. We needed that name that we know was going to make people go to the polls.
Make people go to the polls.
And what other name in the city?
At
that time would bring people to the polls. There was no name. But Willie's name
had the name.
And he had the name. And we knew that name itself was going to bring people to the polls.
That's right. The ones who knew about it.
That's right.
And you know, I'm convinced that if we hadn't got out there and pushed Willie, he would have ended up with the same 8 votes he got in when he ran against Steve Corn.
Yep.
But just think, with us coming in, another 20,000 people came out and voted, which helped us get these council members.
That's true.
So, I mean, I look at it as a total success.
I mean, because believe it or not, if you really look at it, the council almost flipped.
Yeah.
It's pending on the last 2 races right now, which way that council seat is going to go.
That's right.
So we did our work.
We did our work.
We accomplished our goal almost. We just waiting on 2 more seats.
That's right. I look at Willie was been in there for 17 years. You know, Willie been in there for 17 years. He did some things, but for a black council member to be, for a black mayor to be in office for 17 years, and the city is still in the worst shape that it's ever been in, you know, black folk got shortchanged. He did some things. When Warden went in there, Warden went in there, and he still, to me, was the sorriest mayor that this city ever had. And after Warden, we got Jim Strickland. The crime is still worse than it ever been in the history of Memphis. There is no time in history that crime has been this good, it's been this bad.
And it's going to get worse.
It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And Jim Strickland said, the people voted for me for what I was doing. The people voted for me for what I was doing. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Which means that our people is still going to get killed.
Yeah.
Now, another thing Willie did another thing Willie did for Jim Strickland. See, all this stuff was orchestrated. But another thing Willie did for Jim Strickland intended to get rid of Mike Rollins. When Willie came out and said he's not a crime fighter, he would get rid of him, and he would do a national search. Jim Strickland intended to get rid of Mike Rollins, and he wanted people to be ready for it. Well, Willie already paid the way for him. See, all that stuff was orchestrated.
Yeah, he did.
So all that stuff was orchestrated.
So now there's gonna be no problem.
There ain't gonna be no problem. They gonna say, well, even Willie said it, that he need to get a crime fighter. I wouldn't be surprised he go and get a Godwin and bring him back.
Well, if he could, he probably would.
Willie said, if I was back in there, I would bring Blue Crush back. Well, you know, what's his name? Godwin, the author of Blue Crush, right?
He sure was. He was that author. So
the thing is games being played, and you know the game gonna be played. I'm not even sad about the game being played, but because our people. See, white folk didn't put Jim Strickland in office.
It was blacks.
Black folks put him in office.
Well, that's what you say. You say he don't need Strickland got the white vote. He need the black vote.
And
you say he need the blacks to put him back in office. And every time you look around, you never saw a Jim Strickland commercial with whites. Every commercial he ran was with blacks in the black community, black activists, and black preachers.
Well, I will say that at his victory party, I didn't see but a couple dots.
He told everybody, y'all can stay home, man.
At his victory over at the Botanical Garden, I thought there was no black left in the city. Because I saw so many whites over there.
Well, he look, what did you say?
He don't need them no more.
He don't rent them.
He rented them.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you used to buy them. Like you said, they just rent them now,
So after he won, he didn't need no more rent. He didn't want to pay no more rent.
No, but that rent agreement went out at on the 3rd at 6 o'clock.
So that rent agreement was a day-to-day rent. Agreement.
Well, no, he rented them from the time the election cycle started till the 3rd.
The day he got elected.
The day he got elected, it went away. It was null and void.
About 8:30 on October 3rd, the lease agreement, not lease, but the rent agreement that he had on them Negroes.
It went out.
It voided.
It voided.
I don't need you no more. You ain't get no more money.
No, it voided at 7 o'clock when the poll closed.
When the poll closed.
It voided. That was gone. that thing got voided then. At 7 o'clock they got their last payment. They got them last $200.
But I tell you one thing, them preachers, man, they were so happy they were so glad this election cycle came in, because Jim Strickland had them preachers in his bosom, and they were feeling so needed. Man. They were feeling so good that they were hanging around Jim Strickland. And so was those preachers, so was those so-called political activists. But the killing goes on in our community.
It ain't. Rick, it ain't gonna stop. See, I don't figure this part out. The preachers don't want the killing to stop. Because they get paid.
They get paid for these funerals.
The funerals, yeah.
Well,
I don't want that to stop, man.
Well,
Look, what we say, if crime stop, that means the funeral parlor's gonna be out of business, the burial ain't got to be dig no more graves, gas can make him, cause he finna take a loss. So everybody eating free in the repast.
They're gonna shut the jailhouse down.
But man, look, you got a whole lot of folks got their hand in a person's death. You got a whole lot of people got their hand in locking people up. Now those two things go together.
Wait a minute. Locking black folks up.
Well, yeah, locking blacks up and burying blacks. So all that go together. All that works together. So you got a whole lot of folks standing to lose a lot of money.
Well, look at this right here. When Willie called himself running against Jim Strickland, the poverty report came out, and the poverty report went up. You got almost 1/3 of Memphis in poverty. Willie never said anything about that.
He could have.
When he could have. The murder rate is bad. He's only talked about murder rate about 5 times, about 5 minutes. He really, 2 or 3 minutes, never really made a big issue out of it. All the things that are important to the black community, Willie never said anything because they never gave him permission to say anything.
Well, and not only that, look at that area that Strickland threw out the city.
Yeah.
Willie didn't say nothing about that.
They didn't say nothing about that.
So you had things you could have used if you were serious about the election.
That's right.
If you were serious about winning.
That's right.
But you didn't use them.
Right. But the thing is that we knew whether it was really not serious on the front end. And good that we knew that, because if we didn't know it, we would be disappointed now. Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't have, what we did when we came in with our strategy, we said, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
Now what can we benefit at? We did this right here. I don't take it personal.
No.
You got to look at it as a business arrangement, just like the business people do. Mm-hmm. They don't take it personal. It's just business to them. So that's what we had to do. We had to look at this thing and look at it from a business standpoint and see how we could benefit.
And we did.
And we did.
And we did. And look. They have their business plan and model. We got out.
So yeah, when the business people was over there in the business Hall of Fame of injustice, we had to go to our Hall of Justice, and come up with a strategy and say, look here, these jokers got $1 million for Strickland, mm-hmm. and he got all this other money that he engaged to all the people that he wants to run for election. Look at Smiley. J.B. Smiley had the fraction of the money that what's her name, Gerald? What's her name? Gerald? The lady they pointed to.
Yeah, but she had plenty of money, and he only had probably a quarter of what she had to use.
But we put him into our business plan, mm-hmm. and we went out there, campaign and help him
put some signs
the election. And we helped him win the election, mm-hmm. because he was in our business plan. So,
Dr. Jeff Warren.
Just like Jeff Warren.
Put him in our business plan.
Just like Patrice Robinson. And had we not done what we did, Rhonda wouldn't be in a runoff.
That's true.
If we had done what we did, Easter Thomas,
she probably been in that runoff.
A Berlin boy would have won that thing outright.
I do believe that it's just the idea of the fact, Rick, our business plan, it really wreaked havoc on the city election. it wreaked havoc on the city election. That, you know, sometimes you always got to have that distraction out there.
That's right.
And even though Willie had the name, well, Willie also was that distraction.
That's right.
Because you had a lot of business folks didn't want Willie back there.
That's right. Well, you had a lot of, not just business folks, but you had a lot of individual people that didn't want Willie back here.
A whole lot of them preachers did.
Because you know, I called hell from a lot of people saying, man, we don't want Willie back. I said, look here, you vote for people for a lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Just go along with us on this one. I couldn't tell them our strategy because first thing they were out there and told the strategy. Mm-hmm. So the thing is one thing about IBEW, Corey, I don't have to tell you this, but just for the listening audience, one thing about IBEW Local 1288, we sit back and strategize.
That's right.
We never take nothing personal because everything's business. Mm-hmm. We just like the business people. Now, Willie, I had, you know, it took a long time for us to come out for Willie.
Yes,
but because what I did with Willie, I ain't tell you this, Corey. Because I had to think about that real hard. But I took a drive down Hollywood, down Elvis Presley. Not Elvis Presley, but Fairview. Okay. Right in front of the Book Mail there.
Right.
On the other side, I went down there in that cemetery to Miss Crenshaw grave.
You had a long talk with her?
I went down there in that grave down there. I said, Miss Crenshaw. I said, Miss Crenshaw.
Once again, I need some guidance.
I said, on this right here, this is a hard one. I said, because for the last years we've been on TV, I've been talking and telling the truth about Willie that's been negative. Mm-hmm. I said, I've been telling the truth about Willie. I said, now I got to go back and use Willie. I said, even that's having that's a problem with me. I said, but we got to use him because I said, this is his last episode.
Yeah.
I said, he ain't gonna win. I said, cause Bill had given him. Let me tell you something. We saw Willie Harrington over at we saw him over there at Home Depot. We were getting shades for the Union Hall. Mm-hmm. And he was up in the front. Bill said, let me go get another cot. So Bill went up there. No, we were getting lights, and Bill said, let me go get another cot. So he came back over there. Guess who over there? Rick. I said, who? He said, Willie Harrington. He said, Rick, if you go, he said, he asked about you. Why don't you go over there and see him? I thought Bill was joking. You know, he joke all the time. Yeah. He said, I'm serious, Rick. He said, he asked about you. He said, but can I say something? I'm not being racist, Rick. That's what Bill said. I'm not being racist. I said, what? He said, when I look at Willie Harrington over there, he looked like an old man that time done forgot. I said, really? He said, I'm not being racist. I said, well, in that case, what do you think your chance of winning then? He said, no. He said, Bill said 25%. Bill said he got 25, he said he got about a 25% chance of winning. Mm. I said, but what about, he said, most people don't know that yet, but people are going to come out and vote. And we're going to have to utilize Willie. It's a bad situation, but we gotta get take what we can get
out this deal.
Out this deal. So every deal you don't get might not get everything you want, but you gotta take what you can get.
So Rick, that's the problem that the people don't understand. We have a business deal.
That's right.
We're in a business deal and a business plan. And folks, we'll be right back after these commercials.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Houston, and I am a fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation, and you can become a giver as well by visiting our website at www.johnnydawsonfoundation.org.
A blanket and Valentine's Day.
Hey, my name is Marco Sanchez. I'm a first share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charity Foundation.
My name is Glenda Hicks, and I am a fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation.
Hi, my name is Tommy Napoleon. I'm an above fair share giver to the IBEW Charitable Foundation. Giving back is everybody's responsibility in the community.
Hi, I'm Bill Hawkins, and I'm an above fair share giver to the IBEW Johnny Dawson Charitable Foundation.
Helping the community is everybody's responsibility.
Girl, you give me the tightest hold me ever get seen in my life. Girl, me want fi just squeeze you, put me thing right around you. Girl, you give me the tightest hold me ever get seen in my life. Oh, behind them try and me no care. Me take it anytime, anywhere, in the square, so me no care. Long as a woman, I will be there. Me want a girl ready to take care of me. Me want a girl wine for me really good.
And welcome back. But you know, but see, that's the thing about being in business. You also have a plan, and you make deals.
That's right.
Bottom line. But you do those things to benefit your business. Bottom line. That's what it was all about. We was using Willie to benefit our business.
Right. There's no way. You know what? After I looked at Willie getting 8,000 votes when he ran against Steve Cohen, somewhere around about, no way I believe Willie was gonna win the mayor seat. But
you had to use them. You needed that name. You needed that push. Because if you didn't have a big name out there, there was many people wouldn't have voted no way.
That's right. And then then you got the fat cats out there that were controlling, pulling the string on both Willie Harrington and Jim Strickland.
Yeah.
They would pull the strings on both of them. So, and the fat cats knew they wanted Jim Strickland, and they would use Willie Harrington to do it, in my opinion, because what we were saying before we decided to go head on and come out that we were going to support Willie Harrington, we already know he couldn't win. He'd been out of circulation for 10 years, and he did nothing to really go out there and try to get people to vote for him. Nobody's going. How you going to get on just social media?
No, and that's the thing about it. When you really looked at this election cycle, what Willie was, his campaign really wasn't about getting out to the people. His campaign was like getting the people coming in.
And I mean, his campaign was all about, I believe, from day one, just blocking a reputable person. Because see, if a reputable person had gotten that race, they'd have came in there talking about the crime, they'd have came in there talking about the poverty, they'd have came in there talking about these so-called jobs that Jim Strickland say we got that I can't see it, and all the other stuff that's going wrong in the black community. They'd have came in there and talked about that. If black people would have saw it, and they never would have voted for Jim Strickland. But
and not all of that, he gave you things to use against him.
He gave you things.
He gave things he can use. So, and for Willie to be a seasoned veteran, as he was, he didn't use none of that stuff. And that should have been the telltale time to a lot of people then.
I told Bill while this thing was going on, I said, Bill, I said, look at traditional people who used to support with it. They knew what was going on. Like Tawana Side Mitchell. Man, she was Willie's girl. I ain't talking about no coding way. I'm talking about in a professional way.
Been a supporter for years.
She been a supporter. I said, look, told Willie, I told Bill about a couple of months ago. I said, Joseph Lee is his boy.
Yep.
But Joseph Lee ain't nowhere to be found around Willie. I said, they tried to tell me, well, Joe Lee gave $500 to his campaign. That's nothing.
That ain't no money.
That's nothing. That was just a show there.
Oh, what the one with the cowboy hat? He was always with Willie. Where was he at? He
was Strickland.
Yeah.
All that stuff was planned. See, all that stuff was planned. All that was planned. That was. But
now I will say this: Willie went off as they say, went off the reservation when he had donuts with Doc and breakfast with the women. That was two things that kind of made them say, wait a minute, we might have to do a little change here.
Right. Well, they told him to do it. He didn't do it on his own. They told him to do that. But also, think about this. On the night of the election, people went over to Willie's place. I went too, to confirm what we were already saying.
Yeah.
If Willie thought he was gonna win, he would have had donuts and everything else. He ain't got nothing.
Well, none there.
Nothing but some churros just to tell you, y'all, I thank y'all for using y'all. Man, he had no donuts, no water, no drink, no nothing.
That told you right there he wasn't planning on winning.
The man know he had.
But the thing about it, Rick, see, we knew. We already knew.
That's right.
But when you deal with a person for so long, you know their action.
That's right.
And like you said, something people are creatures of the habit.
That's right.
They don't change.
That's
but
right.
when you see how they operate, you know how they operate, you knew that Willie wasn't that serious.
Wasn't that serious?
He didn't run a kind of an election for a mayor that you would have thought he would have ran. You would have known he would have ran.
That's right.
So, for the folks who ain't understanding, this was an election that Willie really truly didn't take serious no way.
That's right. He
was just out there to galvanize that name, using his name to help bring people to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it did. It made people come out and vote. Because you look at it, early vote was up.
Well, and that's because we was out there getting people to come and vote for Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we was out there now.
Oh, ain't no doubt about that.
We did more campaigns than Willie did for himself.
You man, what?
Because our only issue was the Memphis City Council. And you know, the reason why we didn't support Jamita is because Jamita, MLGW is in bad need for infrastructure.
Yes, it is.
It's in bad need for infrastructure. And Jamita always vote against infrastructure. And if you don't watch out, because I done worked out there in electric, gas, and water.
So
for almost 25 years. I worked out there for almost 25 years. I know, we know where all the bones are buried. We know that the electric system, or gas system, water system is really being held together by band-aids.
And they dry rotting pretty, they getting dry rotting.
It used to be a time that we knew if a storm come through, that something was going on.
Right.
Now, all we got a little bit of wind come by.
You ain't got no power.
You out.
You in the
dark. And Jamita didn't want to do that.
But see, the thing about it, now Montavious Jones said something, and it is becoming the truth if they ain't paying attention. You only hurting your people.
That's right.
Because ultimately, this system affects your constituents and you.
That's right.
So when you wake up in the dark, you can't do nothing but blame yourself. Because we've been asking you to give us the funds to fix the system correctly.
That's right. And the thing about that is most of the outages is in the black community.
Always in the black community.
It's in the black. Now, what they need to do, they need to have somebody that in the council that have the courage to give MLGW, approve the money for MLGW to fix the infrastructure, but they need to make MLGW prove on a monthly basis that they're fixing that infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And the best thing to do, because you know how MLGW do, they can put some stuff together and make it look like they're doing something that they ain't.
They ain't doing a damn thing.
The city council will have to use the union, us, because we know when they're telling the truth and when they're lying.
and we know the system.
That's right.
But they can't say we don't know the system.
That's right, and we know the system. So they need to use us to tell them to verify what MLGW is doing when they get them something on paper, saying, "Hey, we did this." But MLGW the city council need to really get behind MLGW when it comes to fixing this infrastructure. Now, what MLGW is trying to do now, also the city council need to get on MLGW and tell them that we ain't gonna vote for you to bring these contractors in here.
No.
You wanna bring contractors from other states and cities and all that, when in every department you go to, they short.
Man, whoa.
Every department you go to in MLGW, they short employees because the company is not really hiring anybody.
Not really. They're not. They're not hiring nobody, period.
Because they got this thing And it will appear to me what JT wants to do. He wants to make MLGW a contractor company and get rid of these employees and give that money to all the buddies, and they take that money back to Florida or Georgia or wherever they come from and enrich themselves.
And the bad part about it, Rick, he want to turn it into a contracting company. Ain't none of the people that gonna stay here. They're gonna be busting them people in.
That's right.
So you finna triple the poverty rate within the city because you don't have nobody.
Because you're gonna have all this unemployment.
That's right.
And MLGW is the last best job within the city of Memphis. The last best job within the city of Memphis. You got a bunch of black folk working here, making pretty much making middle class money, and now they want to take it from them. That's all it comes down to.
Take it from it and triple, quadruple the poverty rate of the city.
Only because you got a big number of black people working here, and they're talking about they're gonna take those jobs. So the middle class people who work for MLGW ultimately become the middle class.
That's true.
And they're trying to kill that middle class.
Man, just annihilated. They want to wipe it out. But you know, when you talk about don't want to fix the infrastructure, then you get the administration of Memphis Light, Gas and Water don't want to hire nobody because the board is doing the same thing. Tell them don't hire nobody. That, you know, that is nothing but a reflection of the Memphis City Council.
And then the customer service at MLGW is finna be terrible. After they get rid of y'all jobs.
Man, when they get rid of us, man, the senior citizens in this city gonna catch them.
You're gonna have to pay more money. And then when you look at Jim Strickland, you know, he was acting. He did a good job acting for civil rights when Mr. Leach died. You know, he went there and the man acts so good that he ought to be in Hollywood. But you know that he really not for civil rights because the woman who brought Dr. King here, he don't even recognize her.
Don't want to.
Miss Cornelia Crenshaw. She the one who spearheaded bringing Dr. King here. She the one that brought Alma Man to the sanitation workers strike, and a whole lot of other stuff that Cornelia Crenshaw did that if she hadn't done it, none of this stuff would be in place to this day.
Look.
But he don't want, all he doing over there, he did a little something over to the library over there. But he is fighting a museum over there at on Vance Avenue. He fighting, he don't think she deserve a museum.
That's sad.
He don't think she deserve a street named after her. But now he thought Fred Davis should deserve one. But he didn't think. So
it sounds like to me he got a problem with black women. strong black women.
And Jim Strickland, you know, he in office now. So Jim Strickland's going to further show his hand. Because now he don't need to be shown be seen on TV all them Negroes no more. Y'all ready this up.
Y'all ready. Yeah, look, hey, they didn't have no clawback provision. They didn't have none of that. Look, I'm going to tell you what Jim Strickland already know. Came October the 4th. He got a open door ticket. And what I mean by that is he know whatever he do within 4 years, he ain't no recourse for him because he out. He gone.
That's right. He can't run no more.
He gone. So he know I got to get everything I need to get done. I need to get everything put in place for future generation.
Let me tell you something. They're already getting this thing ready where they have no intention of ever having another black mayor in the city of Memphis. They already getting it ready. They have no intentions of ever having another black mayor within the city of Memphis within my lifetime. I'm telling you now, they do not have no intention of having one.
Well, they just if nobody paid attention to what he did, when you kick a 80% black area out the city, just kick them out. That should tell the people right then what they set the city up for. They set this city up so this city would stay controlled by a white mayor for the next 50 years.
And the thing about it is, I'm glad the election is over with. We got more out this election than I ever dreamed that we would get. I wasn't looking for the mayor. I already know that we had a joker that nobody wasn't going to vote for. But he was hated enough where people were going to come out and vote.
And, you know, and that was a double-edged sword. He was hated, and people wanted to come to the polls to make sure they voted against him. But at the same time, it was a lightning rod for those city council seats.
That's right.
That's really what it was about. It was about getting willing to bring people to the polls to vote. And that's what happened.
That's right.
You know, like I said, they got their business plan and we got our business plan.
That's right. We got our business plan. And when I looked at it, I mean, when people, you know, we knew from the word go that Willie Harrington was not going to win. And we knew when we looked at him and all the stuff that he was doing, that he did no advertising. He wanted to advertise on weekends. Right. And you running for a mayor position, he didn't want to put up with, he did not want to spend on his own money. He didn't do no real fundraisers. I mean, all the people that worked with him, like Thomas Long and all the other people, they really did nothing. In fact, I heard that Thomas Long, first week of early voting, they said he was in Gatlinburg playing pool. I mean, not playing pool, but playing golf. That's what I heard. And we knew he was. In
other words, we knew there wasn't no real effort.
There was no real effort.
It really wasn't no real true effort to win this race. Like I said, he needed, the name needed to be out there. Mm-hmm. And by him putting his name out there, it made people want to go to the polls. Okay. Either vote against him or vote for him. That's basically what really happened. And the good thing about it, we was able to make some changes on the city council seat.
That's right. And
bottom line, that's what we was looking for.
And you know, now that this election is over with, I'm finna go full force with Cornelia Crenshaw thing again. I'm about 1/4 there on the money on getting this museum. I'm never gonna stop trying to get this museum together. And sooner or later, I'm gonna get a museum because I already got all the stuff to put in the museum. And Cornelia Crenshaw's story got to be told.
And it will be told.
And I had to go, before I supported Willie, I had to go to her grave and say, Miss Crenshaw, this is one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make.
The headstone and crack did when you talking about supporting.
Because you know, I know the games that were played before he left office. And most of the time, a rattlesnake don't change their color.
No, they don't.
Or their action.
Their action. They gonna keep rattling, buddy.
Man, look, Chan ran out on us.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh man, we'll be getting good. Until next time, I'm Corey Hester.
I'm Rick Thompson.
And we'll see you again on the Labor Agenda TV show on Tamara's Production Network, Comcast Channel 31.
Oh yeah, oh, girl, me want to hold you, put me arms right around you. Girl, you give me the tightest hold me ever get seen in my life. Girl, me want to just squeeze you, put me thing right around you. Girl, you give me the tightest hold me ever get seen in my life. Oh, behind them try and me no care. Me take it anytime, anywhere.